Good morning, everybody. I want to welcome you all to the 2017 edition of the Jamaica International Badminton Championships, or press launch. My name is Antonio Bell, the General Secretary for Badminton in Jamaica. I just want to quickly introduce at the head table Mrs. Nicole Case, who is the second Vice President of the JBA, our President, Courtney Henry, and the General Manager for the Sports Development Foundation, Mr. Denzel Wilkes. Today we just call this press launch to highlight our upcoming tournament, March 2 to 5, which is the International, and just give you a basic synopsis of what the tournament is all about and what we hope to achieve. We'll just go straight into the national anthem, as we know everyone is busy today. Can we all stand? After two. Eternal Father, bless our land. Guard us with thy mighty hand. Keep us free from evil powers. Be your light through countless hours. To all leaders, great defender, grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth be ours forever. Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica, 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 land we love. Teach us true respect for all. Stir response to duty's call. Strengthen us the weak to cherish. Give us vision lest we perish. Knowledge send us, Heavenly Father. Grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth be ours forever. Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica, 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 land we love. We just have a word of prayer now to open the proceedings. Dear Father, we want to thank you today for gathering us in peace and unity, and to highlight what Jamaica has to offer in terms of badminton. You brought us all here safe today, and we ask that you also take us home once you've completed our mission today. Allow us to be of good cheer, work hard, and ensure that we as fellow Jamaicans, with all that is happening now, have love for one another, and that also can be transformed into whatever sporting endeavors that we engage in. These are all the mercies we ask in Christ's name. Amen. We will just follow as our program suggests, so we know we have greetings from our President, Courtney Henry.
Thank you, Antonio. Good morning. I bring greetings from the GBA. I'm really excited to be here to be giving these greetings. We have come a far way. This is our third Jamaica International Tournament, and of course the players are excited. We look forward to players from Pan region, from Asia, from Europe to come in to play with us. The players, I know, this is one of those tournaments that they were looking forward to, and of course, the chance for them to even make some money also, because I think for this tournament, there's a prize money of $10,000 US, and of course, we have to give thanks to all our sponsors. Our biggest sponsors would have been the Pan Badminton. They actually gave us, I think, $5,000 US. We look towards the Sports Development Foundation, who has been our backbone over the years. They have assisted us with most of our tournaments, actually. There's LASCO, came on board also. Jamaica Sports, Milex Security, Tasty, Pure International, Pro National Ice Company, Unix, Jamaica Pegasus, Connect Services Limited, Chad Ads Distributors, CariMed Limited, Fontana Pharmacy, College Bankers, and Espoli.com. Again, without these sponsors, the JBA cannot do anything at all. We have been trying to keep up with our programs of putting on tournaments through the year. We have been doing fairly well so far, and we look forward to this tournament. Again, I thank you all for coming and to be a part of us. For those sponsors who have come on board now, we want to hope that you will continue with us throughout the year and for the next 4 years. Thank you again for coming.
We now invite Catherine Goodall from LASCO.
Members of the head table, good morning. Members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. So this is LASCO's second year on board, actually, and we're very happy that we're able to come on in a bigger way this year. I know you see a strange product on the table in front of you. So we are coming on board with iCool. Our water is going to be hydrating, and we have a new product that is actually being introduced for the first time to the public here for Badminton. It's called Hydrate. It's our isotonic. We have it here for you to try, and we hope that we're looking forward to this event. Congratulations on the third staging. We know that's a great accomplishment, because I know that you don't get as much support as you would like to. So LASCO is making a commitment to continue supporting Badminton. And like I said, we're happy that we're able to increase our commitment this year. So good luck, and we're looking forward to March, and you'll have our full support.
I just want to say on behalf of Jamaica Sport, and thank you very much, Catherine. We really want to thank you for coming on board in such a big way. It's really appreciated. It's quite a task to stage a tournament like this, and without the support, it really is that much harder. And we have on the program there Jamaica Sport, but what we'll do is move straight into our guest speaker, Mr. Denzel Wilkes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, Mr. President, and your executive. And very well endowed this morning. I see the GOA is well represented here, Mr. Beckford. I see softball very well represented, Jamaica Sport, and not to mention the media, and of course the sponsors. If my memory serves me right, and there's no guarantee of that, I was here last year, and at that time I spoke to the bravery of the Badminton Association, because they had literally gone out against boys and girls champs. The tournament was staged while boys and girls champs was going on. I will not venture to say who may have won or lost that battle, but I noticed that they have this year decided to stay away from that particular battle. But alas, time is upon us, and we are here again. I want to begin by congratulating the Badminton Association for staging a tournament like this. When I look at the number of countries that will be represented at this tournament, it speaks volumes, and it cannot be an easy task. And I want to address my fellow sponsors, Jamaica Sport, who represent the tourism aspect of the business, which is so fundamental. I was in a discussion recently, and we had to be saying that sport for Jamaica in particular has literally just exploded over the last 3-4 decades, more than even before. And I think we all are trying to catch up with what sport is doing. Sport is no longer merely leisure. There is that side, and all praise to leisure. But sport, we say it all the time and it has now become a cliche. But it's a business. And I wish that all the powers that be, let's call it that, will recognize that this is one way of literally growing this economy through sport. And just looking here, Australia, Slovakia, Barbados, Canada, Czech Republic, India, Denmark, Panama, to have that level of representation really speaks volumes. And it suggests that we have gone beyond just the whole issue of staging a tournament. We are bringing other countries to share in our culture. And may I just recognize the immediate past president of the Badminton Association, and I want to commend the practice of involving the immediate past president as part of the current governance structure of the association, because it does well for continuity. And so from the Jamaica sports perspective, I would like to just encourage them to continue and to expand and recognize the role, because when these teams come, they don't just come with players racket in hand. Did I get that right? The racket rules, right?
Yes.
They bring families, and they bring colleagues, and the coaches, and everybody. And so you are deep into sports tourism, even without speaking about it in that manner. The other thing that I'd like to just touch on is the whole relationship between ourselves, the Sports Development Foundation, and the Sporting Association. This is not an easy task. We have, like everybody else, a limited budget. And we try our best to spread it across. We are now at, I think, 44 sporting associations. The mechanism for determining who gets how much is way beyond the mathematics. And it takes, I wouldn't even say genius, because that's not sufficient to make that determination. I was recently involved, I had the privilege of speaking on a program on CVM having to do with this exact subject. How do we determine how much we provide for each sporting body? And right now we are in the throes of seeking to determine that. Mr. Beckford, who represents the GOA, also represents another sport, triathlon. And he knows that even as we speak, we are involved in trying to assist where that particular sport is concerned. What I had to do on that program on CBN was resist the temptation to say that because one sport at a particular time may not be doing very well, then we should reduce the allocation or the subvention or the stipend, whatever we call it, to them, and give it to another sport. The reality is that we are not able to fund any sport in keeping with its real needs. And I pause to just thank the sponsors who have come on board here and who fund the sporting. We will never be able to have enough money, but together we will be able to achieve many things. And the output that we are seeing, which resides in the performance of our sporting ambassadors, we are moving from strength to strength. Track and field, as we know, yes, it is the most outstanding. but we see where we just medaled in bobsleigh. Now, I don't even know where we're going with that one, but I think it's only up in the Blue Mountains on 1 or 2 occasions we have had snowfall in Jamaica. And here we are medaling in a sport that we could easily say just doesn't belong to us. And so sometimes when we try to do the mathematical calculation, which is saying, okay, this one is getting too much, let's take some from this and give to that. My approach is, let us see if we can increase the size of the cake and add to what we are contributing to all. The calculations, we can go through them. Various sports, you have different costs in terms of infrastructure, as well as the ongoing, the playing, the rackets, the bat, the balls, all of these things. Extremely difficult. What I do, however, encourage from the perspective of the Sports Development Foundation, there are 2 aspects. One, it is just wonderful when we do very well internationally, because it doesn't take genius to understand how that contributes in a significant way to the development of this country. But in order to do that, we must tap into the resources, the raw material, meaning the athletes themselves. The only way we are going to know that we are tapping into that is when we spread the sport across the country. And so while we seek to be outstanding at the international level, we must go to the grassroots and let that sport spread. Badminton knows it very well. When badminton went into the inner cities, they discovered the kind of talent that exists there. Here is a sport that hitherto was considered the uptown sport. Let's call a spade a spade. That's what was the thinking once upon a time. And then we went into the inner cities. And I always have to speak of one school in particular, but it's not confined to them. Haile Selassie School down in a place that people call Painland. The name of the community actually is Tavares Gardens. But that's how it has come to be called over time. And the kind of talent that has been exposed all across the inner cities and the rural areas is testimony to the fact that when you go to the grassroots, you are going to find the talent, and we must own that talent and develop it in the best way possible, so that when we bring it all together, we will be able to ensure that we don't have just the trickle down, but we have the real participation and the benefits spread across this nation. I commend the association for the tremendous work, for bringing all of the representatives from all these countries to Jamaica. I encourage you to continue. The Sports Development Foundation, by Friday here I will be able to tell you exactly what we will be doing. We have had some shifts in some of our meetings, but I remind you that we are the year-round contributors. We are always there, and of course we try to up the ante a little bit when you are having events like these, and we will continue to do so. Thank you very much.
I think Mr. Wilkes basically said it all. We can't say thanks enough to our sponsors. We really can't say it enough. We want to thank the GOA especially for providing us the space here. And as the SDF, Mr. Wilkes said, the SDF is always with us. When we go, we are never turned away from the SDF. And that's something I really appreciate them doing for us. We still have to understand the framework that they operate in, as well as ourselves. So we understand that we can't get everything you ask for when we go there, because we always want everything. So sometimes Mr. Wilkes have to browbeat me a bit to say that, and just remember that we have many more associations to look after us. But we really want to say thanks. And also, Jamaica Sport is there whenever they can be. I hope we can work something out again this year. We're hoping for the best. We want to say, well, I really can't say thanks again enough. They went above and beyond for us this year, and for that we're really thankful. All our other sponsors, it matters. Every amount matters, and for our somewhat smaller sponsors, it really matters. Them coming on board is something that we don't have to pay for. So when you put it in that context, you really realize how much they impact what we do. I just want to make mention for the sponsors in the audience. I want to thank Mr. Walton for coming out. That's Pure National Ice. Catherine again. Jamaica Sport is represented here by Maureen and Lorna. Alan, Mr. Bedford from the GOA, Mr. Wilkes again. We really want to thank them, and it's not too late for other sponsors listening and looking on. It's not too late. You can reach us at info@badmintonjamaica.org, or you can reach me at 536-5020. It's not too late. We'll move into our next phase of the presentation. The details of the tournament. I would just want to say a small apology for Mrs. Terry Leo Walker, who is the chairperson for the committee. She is unavoidably absent. Mrs. Case, our second vice president, will lead the charge of going through the event itself and make it a little more clearer.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming. So my role this morning is to walk you through some of the elements of the tournament event itself. So as has been said before, this is our third staging of this international tournament. We'll be having it at the National Indoor Center Sports Complex. And once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors from the SDF who assisted us in being able to get a grant that allows us to use this wonderful venue for our event. When this tournament started, we started at UTEC, and we were very grateful to have a venue to start the event. And then we continued to grow. Last year, we had our first event at the National Indoor, and all the players commended us and advised us that this is the way to go. And we agreed. So once again, the SDF, through their support, we're able to do so again. I want to highlight that, this event requires a lot of planning. The planning actually starts almost a year in advance, and each year we are behind. So we're already planning Jamaica International 2018 as we stand here. So I'm very happy to hear the sponsors who have indicated their continued support. So we'll be knocking on your doors for 2018 very early.
Earlier.
That being said, the event is a typical BWF Tier 4 tournament. We will be hosting 5 events: men's singles, women's singles, ladies doubles, men's doubles, and mixed doubles. Our tournament referee will be from Mexico. His name is Juan Jose Valencia, and our assistant referee is a Jamaican, our very own Trevor McCain. The tournament will be supported by NABUCO. NABUCO is our National Association of Badminton Umpires and Court Officials. As part of the preparation for this tournament, they have hosted several courses to ensure that our court officials are able to execute the function of an international tournament and to provide the necessary support so we can deliver a quality event. So our prize money this year, we have upped the ante. We have moved from 5,000 US to 10,000 US. There's a fundamental reason for that. We recognize that this is not an Olympic qualifying year. And so as a means to encourage more of our internationals to take the trip from far and wide, we recognize that we have to increase the remuneration for their efforts in coming here. With that being said, the breakdown of the prize money for men's singles, the first prize is 900 US. Women's singles, the same. Kudos for that. Men and women were earning the same amount of money. And for all the doubles events, the prize money is 1,200 US shared between both pairs. So the countries representing, of course, our very own Jamaica
at the top of the list. The entire national team and all of our guests to the national team, I would like to say, we have pulled out all the stops and pulled out players who have been in retirement and asked them to come out. So we expect to see quite a display of our local players who have been playing in the background with their clubs, but they haven't been necessarily playing for Jamaica. So that should be a very exciting show for our audience. In addition, we're having players come from Australia, Slovakia, Barbados, Canada, the Czech Republic, India, Denmark, and Panama. In fact, we also have a pairing of Panama and Jamaica. So we are looking forward to seeing how we can continue to collaborate with our fellow Panamanian countries. So with that being said, I will open the floor to questions about the event, if you have any.
I noticed that in the USA listed there. Is there one day?
So USA has actually supported us in the first 2 years. They indicated that they're actually preparing for a US Open event within their country, and so they're not able to come and support us this year, unfortunately.
You have a time of day that the events will be around?
So the event schedule will be posted online. It has not been finalized yet with the referee, but as soon as the final draw is completed by the referee, it will be posted in terms of the times and the sequence of play. So there is no cost to the public for the first few days of the tournament, but as the tournament heats up, the Jamaica Badminton Association would truly appreciate the support of the public by giving us a donation at the door to come in, because all of that money goes into feeding our sport, literally. So yes, we expect that starting from the semi-finals night, which would be from Saturday, we will be charging an entry fee, a very nominal entry fee. Yes, approximately $500. Any other questions?
Yes, could you tell the top Jamaican players who will be competing?
Okay, our top Jamaican players who will be competing, we have our number one ranked, internationally ranked player is Gareth Henry for men's singles, who is here. Gareth will be competing. Our other top singles players who will be competing is our All Jamaica champion for 2016. His name is Dennis Cook. He is our up-and-coming singles star at this point in time, and we wish him all the best, and we hope that he will deliver for Jamaica and definitely command a performance along with the rest of the team. We also have Dennis being paired with his partner, Anthony McNee, who is our top doubles pair at this point in time. We also have our top singles female, Catherine Winter. Catherine has been our number one player for the last 4 to 5 years, approximately. It's been a while. Catherine continues to give to the sport and continues to train, and we wish her all the best as she will represent her country here in Jamaica. Catherine will also pair with Michaela Haldane, who is ranked for the tournament, has been seeded number 2 for the women's doubles event. For mixed doubles, Jamaica will be looking to Catherine again, paired along with Dennis Cope, which they are number 1 mixed doubles pair and All Jamaica champions as well. And we also look to our mixed doubles former All Jamaica mixed doubles All Jamaica champion with Gareth and Jardine. We expect to see shining performances from our mixed doubles pair, as they're all competing to get BWF ranking points at this event. And that's very important to us, that our Jamaican players get an opportunity to compete internationally, earn BWF ranking points, and move up the levels. Because this is Jamaica's quest and our journey towards the Olympics. It's very difficult to achieve getting to the Olympics within the next 4 years. And it is this event that will help our Jamaicans to be able to play and compete. It's very difficult to get funding for our players to go overseas, So when we do have the opportunity to host locally, it has a mutual benefit for the development of our national players as well.
When will our local players be able to train the venue?
So all players, so you have to remember, we're hosting the event for everyone. Jamaica does not have any special privileges. All the players are given an opportunity to book court time, and the court will be available from March the 1st, and you can book practice times for the courts.
We try to set up the 28th, but realistically it will be the 1st.
Question?
Is it possible that the national team can start training there before the rest of the team gets it?
No.
Why is that?
And because Jamaica...
It is best also get acclimatized to the surroundings, do a good showing.
So logically...
Because
okay.
the other players are used to such atmospheres. We are not. And it's only fair for us to give all players a chance to be able to train there beforehand.
Well, as I mentioned,
get some of the advantage.
Well, as I mentioned, we're really trying to set up for the 28th. We actually stated that it won't be available for March 1, but we have to be very careful also not to make it look like nepotism, because it is an international tournament. We have to make it be as fair as possible.
I understand that, right? But still, we're in Jamaica.
So we're in Jamaica. So we're in Jamaica, and one could also say that we're already acclimatized to living here and playing here. Playing in a new venue is just the same as another player coming to Jamaica and learning a new venue. So giving Jamaica an unfair advantage by a whole day, 2 days, as Antonia said, could be considered nepotism to a certain extent. So we want to ensure that we are as fair to all our entrants and not give Jamaica an unfair advantage necessarily. Yes.
Yes, I heard you talk about the top talents that will be on display.
Yes.
But will there be any new talents making their debut during this tournament?
So we have a number of junior players who will be competing for the first time as seniors, actually. So we have our top female juniors. We have Esther Reynolds and we have Alena Bailey. Alena Bailey is actually our number 2 female singles player at this point in time. So she'll be competing. She competed last year, so it's not necessarily a debut. But as a junior, this is quite a task for any player who is a junior competing in a senior tournament. We have on the male singles side, we have Matthew Lee. Matthew is our outgoing top under 19. He is now an adult. So he will be competing in the event for the first time as a senior. We also have a number of players who are a part of our inner city program, and they will be competing in the event as well. We have Shaquille Palmer, we have Nicardo Reed. Nicardo Reed is an upcoming badminton star coming through our inner city program. And I'd also like to highlight that our current reigning top seeds in Jamaica, they're actually from our inner city program as well. So this is Dennis Coke, Anthony McNee. Several of our players come from the program. So we are really proud of that program and what it has done for the development of our country and our players. Last minute question from our assistant referee, Trevor McCain. Yes, Trevor.
Good morning. Just a comment. I see that Canada are sending some representatives, and I just making a note that Canada recently won the Pan American Team Championships.
Correct.
So we expect, yes,
like Mexico, the USA, and Brazil.
Yes, so we expect some very exciting matches. Well, once again, I'd like to thank you all for coming, and once again, I'd like to say a big thank you to our sponsors. We've said it over and over because it's so important. Garnering sponsorship for badminton is extremely difficult. We're competing, as Mr. Wilkes said, with so many other sports. And so it's really important that once we have our sponsors on board, we give them bang for the buck and we ensure that they get true value for their marketing dollars. And I will say that the Badminton Association will ensure that this event will give you significant return on your investment through social media, traditional media, and in every possible way that we can. And we'd like to say thank you again to LASCO for allowing us to help them launch their new product, iDrade. And we will be, we've started, sharing the product with our players on the national team, and we'll be certainly soliciting some true, honest feedback that will help you to continue to enrich the product. And we thank you once again, along with Jamaica Sport. We believe that this event will continue to grow over and over each year, and it will continue to give back to Jamaica and build sports tourism in Jamaica. And we thank you for your continued support with us each year.
I also want to mention also on the Saturday, we're working on outside broadcast with Nationwide. That will also give another platform for our sponsors, and that's a big thing for us. We are looking into getting their Saturday program on the Saturday at the venue, so that will really give another platform to not only our players but all our stakeholders a chance at highlighting what we can offer in this country for an event like this. No other questions. I just want to quickly also point out members of our executive, Sally Chungro, our treasurer. Sally, come forward, and everybody. Sally Chung. So she spends our money. So she's responsible for that aspect of the association. We also mentioned a former council member, Winston Ricketts. His son is also one of our top players, but he couldn't make it back. I really hoped to have seen him because I saw him in All Jamaica and he really looked sharp, but studies dictated. And we want to mention our ever-present, I call them, you have soccer moms, you have badminton moms. Always with us, always supporting. And I also want to point out that is also very important, the support that the parents give is irreplaceable. It's really irreplaceable. They pay for the training and all of that once they're not in the national program. We also want to mention former president also David Thomas, another former president Robert Richards, sneaking in that back. Once again, we want to thank everybody for coming out. This really means a lot to us. We have members of eShopperly.com, one of our sponsors here. This really means a lot to us when you come to our events that we invite and you come. It really means a lot. It means that you're committed to our cause, and we really appreciate it. So once again, I want to thank you all for coming out. We're going to be here. If there are any other questions or any clarity you may need, we're here. We can be easily reached by email or telephone. And once again, thank you everybody.